attention please. After the spectacular finale of 2.7 for Rinascita, I had a little thought about the endings of anime-style games. Since most of them are just gacha games these days, even the ending of an arc often ends up being just a glorification on the last released character. Sure, I know there are exceptions, yet are very few cases where the conclusion of an anime game is truly satisfying. What makes it all gratifying? That's why I want to take Wuthering Waves as an example with the latest version, the 2.7 Rinascita finale. Despite its uncertain start, both narratively and musically, WuWa succeeds in this goal, bring emotion and satisfaction to the ending of an arc. First, I like to talk about the details that, when put together, contributed to the whole story. The pace of the narrative compared to the standards, it's always at the right pace and never boring. Only the part about Galbrena's past could have felt a bit slow, but overall, nothing to complain about. Regarding the gameplay, it didn't feel like a gacha at all. It's perfect, like the game lets you use the character relevant for the story, and not your own. At this time, it lets you play a lot of them. I'll talk about the character later. The sudden gameplay changes the Kuro games always adds every time, even if they are not always well executed. This time, the first-person FPS style with Galbrena, although simple guided, it was a particular and crisp change. And don't forget about the reference to JoJo and Devil May Cry. Lunatic. The interactive cutscene, it allows you to empathize even more. Although the pre-rendered dialogue section is a good idea, but on the other hand it could have been better, especially with the character lip sync. And the cassette tape part though, that could have been an entire event, a joy to listen and to play. The Rover's Mindscape, where the login screen and the summon are now canon. And the boss, oof. At the first sight, you might have seen a remake of Fleur Rally. Instead, we see an extraordinary Final Fantasy style boss fight, where the boss uses the other character's moves and the character itself interacts with you and the boss. And speaking of which, I want to return to what I said earlier. For the grand finale, all the stories and characters encountered, not just the playable one, over the last 10 months and more have been intertwined. The characters you have shared moments, emotion, united together in a single cause makes you feel like everything you have done has been worthwhile. That every character released wasn't just to grab money to that specific patch. It makes you feel like the entire story since 1.3 it's leading up to this. And after all this build up, the emotion explodes in the climax. With the magnificent last cutscene, it truly feels like a finale. The farewells feels like true farewells, not a "we won't see you until next patch." You feel satisfied, a bit like usual the old Final Fantasy games did it, leaving you with teary eyes, not from sadness, but from the twist of linked emotions. And for the haters, I want to emphasize that this is good for all anime-style video games. Seeing the bar continuously raised is an incentive for other games of this type to push themselves even further, not just for offer a sweet treat, but to leave something made with heart, as well as with the wallet. But of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. We have to be careful. We shouldn't bask in our laurels. People now have constantly higher expectations, A future story we shall be no different with this level of care. It's fair out of respect for the player who, in case of a gacha, follows a project for years and, at the end, can finally say, it was worth it. Therefore, anime games should be no less worthy of comparison than realistic titles. What do you think? Are endings in anime games usually disappointing? And what do you think about the 2.7 ending? Let me know. Ciao!